Dave Miller here, BeetleJail.com Swarm Trooper. Today we're going to talk about how to assemble the Swarm Trooper. This is how your Swarm Trooper comes out of the box, something like this. It's included our hardware bag, 2 straps, 2 frame rests, and this one has 2 vent covers. The reason for that is some of these, the vent holes are inadvertently punched out. They're not supposed to be. There's one front and back, so you can choose which one you want to use. Anyway, let's get started. Open this little hardware bag. And screws and buttons and paper clips. I'm sorry, hair clips, hairpins, bobby pins. Okay, let's just fold up the box portion first. Goes like so. And this flap folds down inside, like so. Take up what we call a little button. It's actually more of a nut. And the screw goes in the center of these little X's. Just poke it right through. And then you can see to get the screw in the center of the button. The button has little wings on it. It's sort of like a wing nut, but it's not threaded. It's a self-threading screw. So get one tightened down most of the way. Poke another screw through, get another button. You can see the center of the button goes in the little hole. There's a shoulder in it so it doesn't squeeze things too hard. Get it started, a couple turns. You might want to get a pair of pliers to hold the button. The screw goes in. It's a little stiff, maybe. Poke the screw right through the center of that X. And the last one is actually a slot. That's so you can turn the button, the wings on the button vertical, and it'll clear the last frame. And it's close to the edge of the hole. So it's a slot rather than, or close to the edge of the flap there. Let's do it this way. Yeah, that's better. And then tighten all the screws. You can see when the screw pulls in the corrugated just a little, it's tight and it's not going anywhere. You can feel it's good and tight. Okay. Now, open it up like this. Fold this big flap in first. And then the two, you might want to bend up a little. There's the one with the door. So it'll look like that. Okay? And then fold this one down. Again, I want to bend it, kind of hold these here so it doesn't bend the slots. You're going to bend it down and just push it right in. I'm trying to show you how to do that. So it pushes right in like that and locks in place. Now then you can rip off this piece or cut it. The only tools you need probably is a little pocket knife and a Phillips screwdriver. Okay, let's see. It's the best way. I hope you can see this. Hold up the top here. I'm going to fold. You can see the little crease marks. I'm going to pre-fold all of them. Top and back here. And then these flaps fold in. Fold this way. I'm sorry, you can't see. I'm just folding like that, and I'm going to fold it down over the edge of the table here. So it makes a nice crisp fold. And then this folds up like so. And this end flap folds around and locks in like so. Same thing on the other side. Probably wondering what the hairpins were for. Well, let me show you. These want to spring out sometimes, so I put a hairpin in just to hold that tight. And I've got an extra one. That's 3 hairpins. And see how that wants to spring open right here? Put a hairpin in there too. Keep that closed. And I'll do one on this side here also. Make me see this better. Just like that. Okay. Now, as I said, these weren't supposed to be punched out. They got punched out by mistake. So there's one front and back. Okay. And this has 2 doors. The lower door. Go back in, close it up. And an upper door. The upper door opens out like a little roof or an awning. Some people like to have think the bees like the entrance up higher. So you can use either one you want. And this is the same thing, but the ribs go on the outside, and the screw goes through the hole. And again, you can see, put that's easier. Put the screw through the hole. I'll do it that way. Tighten that down pretty good. These are actually concave, so when you tighten them, it sucks everything together so there's no cracks. When you're trying to catch your swarm, you leave it down here so it's closed. And you don't need to use these. We're actually going to probably come out with a version where this is an accessory, a lower cost one. But you only want to open the vent when you get a swarm in there and you close it up and they're taking them home. So they get some ventilation. If you got to leave them in there for a little while, do that. I'm going to try to do this without the mouth. And if you, most of these will just have one vent cover, and you punch out, you'll have to punch out with a little pocket knife. There'll be little tabs in there, cut that out. And these also have another feature, which is these. In some versions, these may be secured in there with little tabs that you'll need to cut out with a knife also. But you can use these. Instead of, or in addition to, the straps. See how I'm doing that? Just like that. That's ready to go. If you're putting it on a deer stand or something, or you can put a weight on top to hold it down or strap it down, you can do it like that. And use the straps. Well, these straps are big enough to go around top to bottom, but they're not big enough to go around this way. We have an accessory strap that'll go around that way if you want to use that. Let's see, I'm going to do it that way, I guess. And these straps thread through the slots in the bottom. Just secure it a little better. It gives you something to I make for myself. I make a little bracket that I'll show you in another video, and these straps will strap the trap to the bracket. Kind of makes a difference which way you want this. I do this so this part hangs on the outside, so you can tighten it if you need to. So I'll go like that, and this will go through just to keep it. You'll see that when you start to do yours. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's not a big deal one way or the other. I'm going to poke those in. I'm not going to use those. And you got to release this part, go in the, you see that go in there, in the one closest to the tangs, and then from the back side, and then out like that. And we'll slide it together like so. I like to do it so the buckles are about there on the same side. I guess you don't even need to take it off. You could leave it right on. Guess I never thought of that. There you go. Ready to go. Personally, I like the lower door. Actually, I never tried the upper door. I've only tried the lower door, and they work just fine. There you go, 3 pounds. And again, if you want to use both of the fastening systems, you can do that. I'll put it on here just to show you how easy that is. Okay, there you have it. About this, oh, no, that's not, there you have it. Forgot the frame rest, didn't we? They're right here. Okay, frame rest screw in. They have holes, 3 holes, so it's kind of hard to do it wrong. Here again, I just start the screws so I can pull it out a little bit and see the hole on the next one on the inside. Oh, we also have a Swarm Trooper sticker in most of them. Sometimes we run out of those. They're not included, so sorry about that. But most of them will have a Swarm Trooper sticker. Again, there's little cut X's. Push the screw right through the center of the X. And that'll put the frame rest in the proper location. Frame rests in place. This is the feature for the feeder. We'll talk about that in another video because a lot of people won't ever use a feeder. I like to use a feeder. When I bring them home at night, I put the feeder on there. And I got something to do all night, not worry about escaping. Then when I get them home, I open the door, close the vent and open the door right away and put them in the exact spot you're going to have the hive, their final home. There you go. Swarm Trooper, 3 pounds. You can put your sticker on the front here somewhere or on the side so the bees know where to go. Thanks very much.